On an episode of Much to Do About Nothing, the show where me and Joel take our love for a whole bunch of stuff, force you people to listen to it. I am your host, as always, Juwaan. Join with me, my co-host Joel. What's going on, Joel?
What's going on, Juwaan?
I am actually both excited and frustrated. We had a Knicks game today for MLK Day. They played very uninspired. So uninspired. The Knicks were trying to see how many points the Miles Bridges could. No, not Miles Bridges. I'm sorry. What's his name?
Miles Bridges.
It is Miles Bridges, right? Okay, yeah. I thought I was going crazy. They were trying to see how many points Miles Bridges could score in the Garden before someone decided to play any kind of defense on him.
Yeah. Come on.
Very Yes. All right. So to not boggle down too much in that, Joel, we did make a trade. We traded Kevin Knox in our Charlotte pick for Cam Reddish in their second round pick. Look, go ahead. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, we end what's his name? Solomon Hill, who's out for the season.
right. Because of that's why it didn't even register in my brain. But yes, also Solomon Hill. What I like the most about this trade is a projected lineup someone sent out for the Knicks after the trade deadline. Now, I will argue that we, of course, won't know what the bench would look like if this trade were to happen. But their projected lineup was Brunson, RJ, Reddish, Randall, and Miles Turner. Now, that lineup sounds like I don't have a bench. Like that sounds like Obi's gone, Grimes is gone, Burks is gone. Why the face? What's wrong?
We said, all right, so you said, so really the only new thing would be Brunson.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we
getting?
No.
No, also I said Turner at the 5, Miles Turner.
Oh, you said Miles Turner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I missed that. Wow, that's still a lot. I mean, Turner and Brunson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would have to, there's some people missing now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But look, if we're being honest, Joel, we saw Miami Heat make a long run with a very questionable bench. But if you have 3 players that can give you what Wade, LeBron, and Bosh were doing, it balances itself. I mean, hell, we even saw that with Golden State.
Yeah. I mean, those are superstars,
I think, and I believe you believe this too. I think we believe RJ is trending in the right direction to be a future star. So albeit if those trades were to happen, maybe not this year, but there's no way that lineup doesn't get better going forward.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, this is step one, hopefully, of a new chapter for the Knicks. Maybe there are 2. I don't know if we need to do both moves. If we can get Brunson, that'd be great. I'm not sure what Dallas is asking for, but they're gonna have to pay him. So they got to make that decision soon, or else lose them for nothing.
Oh wow! Then actually, I kind of hope they don't do that trade then, because remember we also have to pay Cam Reddish.
We do got to pay Cam Reddish.
Yeah. So
we don't have to this year. I mean, we could make him restricted, and then at least hold him out one more year.
Yes. But okay, so let's not worry about that. I just wanted to throw that out there because I thought that's a very winnable starting lineup, especially if Julius can play more so facilitator. Because I tell you what, out of today's game, and we're not getting into today's game, but it goes to my point before I pass it to you for your thoughts on the trade. RJ a few times today looked at Randall and then drove it to the rim. Like looked at Randall as if like, you want me to pass it, don't you? No. And then took it himself. And that's kind of what I want this roster to do more. Just be more aggressive. It doesn't always have to touch his hands. You know what I'm saying? He's not your point guard. So it doesn't ever have to touch his hands.
We don't have a point guard right now. So at this point,
that is true.
Everything it flows better running through RJ right now. So that's
yes. And Joel, you look at him and you go, there is no one on that team hotter than RJ right now. So the fact that you're not drawing up plays for it to run through RJ, is also a little frustrating. Like, why wouldn't you want to run it through your hottest player right now?
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean,
I understand.
The reason why it's running better through RJ is because he's actually getting to the rim.
Right.
Whereas Julius, he'll get caught halfway. Before, like sometimes he'll get there, sometimes he'll just get stuck, and then he throws it while he's in the air. I hate when he does that.
Well, also, Joel, main reason why Julius always gets double and triple teamed, because other teams believe you don't have that other guy that can step up and beat me the way we feel as though Julius can beat us. That's why I said if RJ's hot, let him become a flamethrower. And then maybe it makes it more difficult to double Randall because RJ will just go get 30.
And then it forces them to double RJ. If you got to double RJ and Randall, now it's a mess.
Yes. Yes. Now Burks is wide open for threes, and Fournier is getting easier looks. It just makes the game flow easier if you can have two players that make it hard to double at any point.
Absolutely.
But what are your thoughts on the Cam Reddish trade? I personally like it because, and it's weird because I keep hearing everyone say his offense is better than his defense. But I swear to God, Joel, that was the problem I had with Kevin Knox. You should not be that long, and your offense is better than your defense. That should be a very middle of, like, split in half thing for you. You're too long to not be good on defense. So, as you know, I don't watch Atlanta Hawk games, but I thought Cam Reddish was a good defensive player. I thought that was one of the skills that they valued, was that he played great defense, but he needed to improve offensively. So when I'm hearing Richard Jefferson say, you got a great player who's great offensively, just needs to get better defensively, I'm like, we must not be talking about the same player. But what are your thoughts on the trade?
I also don't watch enough Hawk games to know enough about his defense. But as far as I can tell, from people that actually do pay attention to him, he's actually a good defender. He's
That's
long,
what I thought. Right.
He plays good defense. So I'm not really worried about that. Maybe he needs to be smarter on defense, but that most young guys do. I'm not really worried about offense because apparently he's a freak. So like offense, I mean, maybe I think is similar to RJ. Maybe just finishing around the rim needs to get better. I have no idea. I got to see him play to know for sure what he needs to get better at. But as far as I can tell, he's right. He's a ready-made dude. He's already lit up a couple teams. We've seen it happen. We've heard
it happen to us.
It happened to us. In the playoffs. It happened in the playoffs. He's just lighting up whoever he played against. So like the fact that we got him for as little as we got him is impressive. Like I'm still in shock that we only gave away Kevin Knox and a first rounder, which is a heavily protected first rounder. So it's like, we got away with it. I mean, in my opinion, unless he completely asses out, and like completely doesn't work out.
But even then,
we didn't give up much.
That's what I was gonna say. Even then, it wouldn't be a bad trade.
Only it's a bad trade if Kevin Knox becomes a star and Cam Reddish does not.
Yeah, that is the only way that's a bad trade. Is if I look and it's like, vote Kevin Knox for All-Star. All-Star? What the? What happened?
Don't get me wrong. I wish Kevin Knox all of it. I want him to do well. I want him. I really do. I'm gonna miss Kevin, but we have a higher upside dude in Cam Reddish right now, and it just seems like this might just be the beginning of more to come. There has to be at least one more move made. I don't know if it necessarily needs to be Miles Turner because Mitch has been playing much better.
He has, but here was the question I couldn't wait to ask you today because Mitch played a solid game today. But here's the question I wanted to ask you. What do you value more? Because you could look at Miles Turner and Mitchell Robinson's rebounds, and I'm sure there's not a major drop-off either way, right? So what do you value more? Mitch's freakish athleticism defensively, or what Miles Turner can give you offensively?
I don't know.
Because that's as simple as what it comes down to. Because I don't think one player plays defense that much better than the other.
Apparently they want a first and a young player for
sure. I'll give you my first in Evan Fournier for sure. That's no problem.
That young player.
Yeah, he's young. What? He's young. Is 37 not young? But honestly, look, and I do believe this will be a decision that will have to be made at some point. If all they want is a young player in the first round,
they want 2 first or a player and a young person, a young player. What they want is 2 first. But if they can get a young player and a first, they'll take it.
I would see if I could swindle them out of Obi and Mitch and see if that's enough.
But Obi, you want both?
No. Let me tell you the only reason why I said that. Because I believe Obi Toppin's true potential is a starter. But he will, under Tom Thibodeau, he will never achieve that with Julius Randle being on this roster. Hell, they've shrunk his minutes over the last few games anyway. So I'm like, his true potential, I don't think he could really meet here if Tibbs and Jules are here.
I don't think Jules will be here for the long run.
Then if that's the case, then I don't need Turner. I'll hold on to Mitch and Obi. That's fine. I told you, in a perfect world, it would have been Quickly, RJ, whoever at your 3, Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson for our future. I'm sorry. Quickly, Grimes, RJ, Toppin, Mitchell Robinson. Ideally, right? Would be the future lineup I'd be fine with. So if that's what we can look forward to, I'm fine with that. But I don't believe they will fire Tibbs unless this team turns into a complete dumpster fire.
Yeah, they're not going to fire Tibbs.
And we know Tibbs does not go young. So that's the only reason why I said I would leverage that if Tibbs is our long-term coach. That's the only reason why I said
I'm not giving them both. No, I'll give one or the other. I'm not giving them both.
Okay, so then you know what? Let's go by that logic. Feet to the fire. You got to pick one. Who are you giving up?
Boy. It's true. It's tough. I'll probably give up Mitch if I had to pick one. It's because they do similar things, except one can shoot.
You didn't fucking show it today. I tell you that. That man airballed a couple today.
No, I'm talking about Miles can shoot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant between Obi and Mitch. Okay. Yeah.
No, the difference between that is different because one is better. Like Obi's not the defender that Mitch is. He's not the rebounder that Mitch is. Right. He's not the shot blocker that Mitch is. You know what I mean? Right. One's an offensive player, one's a defensive player. Yeah. But if you're bringing in Miles Turner, he can soften the blow for Mitch more so than Obi can possibly be in the future, but we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, is there anything else, Knicks, you wanted to talk?
No, not really. I mean, just sucked. Well, losing today sucked, but we were playing really, really well until today. When they just got up. I think the biggest problem today was just we got outran in our own house. You know, it was just they were playing way quicker pace, and they were completely catching us sleeping most of the day. I knew the afternoon games were bad, but like they were just plotting.
Really bad.
Oh, it was bad. They just could not get in rhythm, and it was a bad day when it seemed like every call was going towards them. You're like, come on, couldn't catch any breaks. It was like, all right, whatever, fine. We're not winning this game.
Not at all, and not when you're telling me a player on the other team almost had 30 at halftime and it only missed 3 shots.
That's what I'm saying.
All that I'm just like,
he was ridiculous. He wasn't even looking at the rim half the time. Like, oh my God.
But see, you know what? And that's why I said, I know RJ said it for this year, and we've seen him utilize it a lot. But that's when, if you're Julius or RJ, in your home, you have to take that personal.
Exactly.
That's not a superstar.
No.
So if he's coming in your house, right?
If
he's coming in your house and at halftime had only missed 3 shots,
yeah, you gotta take
that personal. Right. Like, no, coach, don't sub me out. I'm putting the clamps on him. I'm clamping him. Don't worry. 26 is what he got. Guarantee you he finishes with no higher than 28. And I felt like neither one of them really did that, and that's what killed us. We couldn't make a run because you couldn't stop them.
It didn't help that we couldn't make shots.
That also.
It was like nothing. I was like, oh my goodness.
But see, that's when I want to see RJ and
missing free throws. Oh.
That also does not help. The Knicks will kill us missing free throws. I promise you. But I also want to see RJ and Randall just put your head down, go to the rim more. You know what I'm saying? That's what's killing this team is that when the shots aren't hitting, that's all they have.
That's what has been the main reason RJ's been playing better because he's been attacking the rim. Even if he's missing him, you gotta put pressure on the rim.
Just attack it. That's all I ask for.
Yeah.
But this team sometimes thinks that they have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
That's the problem.
They'll shoot, and it's like, I don't think you guys understand. None of you are like that. You got to find other ways to get points.
And I know it's frustrating for Tibbs because I know he likes a penetrating point guard.
Yes.
And there's none healthy at the moment.
Unhealthy. Yeah, Rose is still recovering. Kemba is close, but not there yet. So let me ask you.
How bad was that knee injury though? Like, holy shit! I thought it was like soreness.
I thought I only heard soreness too, and it was just like, no, Kemba's gone. What did he do to his knee? He take it out? But let me ask you this, and we're not going to talk about what it'll cost us. I just want to know, would you be interested? Would you be interested in De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah, I would be interested.
Okay.
Why not?
Because again, De'Aaron Fox, and I know Tibbs doesn't really care about this, but De'Aaron Fox, what I think would really truly help the Knicks. I get it, a point guard that can penetrate, but what will help more is a point guard, like a legit, true essence point guard, is what would truly help this team in so many ways. Yeah. So to get a point guard who scores first, I think only adds to the, because that's what Kemba does. Kemba only averages like 3 or 4 assists a game when he plays. That doesn't necessarily help.
I think a lot of that is chemistry. And when his shots are falling, everything falls apart.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I won't argue that chemistry could be a problem. But yeah, so to me, I would love De'Aaron Fox, but to me, I would want him to understand we want you to be you, but I also want you to be able to, when necessary, slow the game down and get everybody in their right spots and put them in the best positions to score. And I think that's what they don't have now.
Well, that's why I think another reason they like Brunson because he's a more pure point guard. So
yes.
Like, right now he's playing shooting guard next to.
Right, but that's only because Luka is on his team. That's the only reason, or he beat their actual point guard, which is weird because if you play 2K, they actually have him at point guard. They have him at point guard. Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, but clearly Dallas has no idea what they're doing with that guy. But look, I'd take him or Brogdon.
I like Brogdon, but he's been hurt a lot lately.
He has. He really has. But when he's on, Joel. He's like on.
And Brogdon's good. I like Brogdon a lot.
And he plays good defense, like really good defense. So I wouldn't mind him either.
Big.
Right. He'd be a great guy for Tibbs, 100%. Both of them would, without a doubt. But according to, and for the people listening who are even interested in basketball that are listening, the reason why we're talking Brunson so much is Ian Begley is saying apparently the Knicks really want him. Yeah. And he even went as far as to say, and I'm paraphrasing here, he believes that guy will be on the Knicks radar until he retires. That's how much the Knicks want. So I'm like, damn.
It's a strong connection. His dad played for the Knicks. I believe he was Leon Rose's first client, Rick Brunson. So and Tibbs knows. I mean, they've known this. He's been around the organization a long time. That family.
So that's interesting. So that seems like, and again, because the first thing I thought when they went after Cam Reddish was, there's no way Evan Fournier stays on this team. So if you go after Brunson, I kind of feel like that only amplifies that. It only amplifies that because here's the one player I believe the Knicks. There's 3 players I think are untouchable in the trade market for the Knicks: RJ, Randall, and Burks. No way I believe Johnny Bryant lets them get rid of Alec Burks. There's just no way. I don't see that.
I don't know. I don't think he's untouchable. I don't think anyone's untouchable for the right person, honestly.
Well, the only way they get rid of RJ is if you're telling me I'm getting like a big time superstar.
That's what I mean. I don't think anyone's untouchable, but RJ, I think RJ is one of the top hardest to move because like you got to give me something really good if I'm going to get rid of RJ Barrett. I think they're more willing to get rid of Julius if they're for the right price.
For sure. I think they'd even get rid of Julius for an okay price. It would just have to be a really okay price.
Considering how this front office works out, they're gonna want something.
Sure, but the reason why I said that about Burks was he looks to be the most consistent thing on your team. So if I'm getting rid of Burks, it seems like Brunson would have to be what I'm getting in return. So that's why I say I don't think Burks, because I don't think the Brunson trade will happen. Again, it depends. If the Knicks start going, wait, say it again.
I just don't trust Dallas to do a trade with us.
No, I 100% agree with you, but I also feel as though that, because here's the weird way to look at it. If you're the Knicks and you're not winning, why make that trade now, right? Why bring him here? In hopes that he is the one thing that can change the fortune of the Knicks, right? And then it's like, if you are winning, why would you then mess that up to bring something in that you now have to get acclimated to your team that was winning to begin with? So it's unique to go after any of those two players, because if the Knicks go on a winning streak between now and February 10th, you mess up that chemistry. But also, if they're losing, Brunson and Miles Turner aren't the two guys that change a organization around. Like, those guys aren't. I won't get those guys and then go on like a 15-game winning streak. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, they're not needle pushers, really. But if I'm starting a brand new season where I can get the chemistry and everything during training camp, whatever, sure. But in the middle of a season, I don't know. I don't know. But all right, let's move on. I know you guys, this episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. With cuffing season right around the corner, you're going to want to satisfy your lady. And now you can with Blue Chew, which is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is very simple. You sign up at bluechew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part? It's all done online. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and are prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package. With Blue Chew, men everywhere are excited to see the postman, because when your package has arrived, your package has arrived. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code GVN at checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping. $5 for shipping. That's it. That's bluechew.com, promo code GVN to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details on important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring our podcast. You were happy coming out of this weekend, Joel. The Cowboys lost.
Oh my God. Everything worked out like I wanted it for football.
Yeah. Yeah, you became Baba Yaga. You became my Baba Yaga. You were the reason New England lost. I know you were putting candles around, doing seances or whatever. I know that was happening. You clearly gave Tom Brady steroid injections to make sure he beat the Eagles. I know you did. And you paid that ref off to push Dak Prescott so that he couldn't get to the line of scrimmage. Joel is the reason why Eagles, Cowboys, and Patriots are no longer in the playoffs.
And you can tell by the smile. World is better for it. So
it is not better.
We have a so much better now playoff run. Everyone can enjoy themselves. No one has to stress. You can just enjoy football for what it is. All the bad teams, all that negative. Oh God.
I'm telling you right now, Joel, if that team ever gets good again, I will be so fucking unbearable to you, bro.
You're already unbearable.
I swear to you.
I'm very unbearable already.
Oh man, I will kick it up to the highest gear. But no, seriously.
I saw funny meme like the Cowboys lost. All right, so now they're all taking their Cowboys and putting their Laker gear on.
And you know what? The internet. Let me just say this, internet. No true Patriot fan does that. The internet was saying how when New England lost, they just took their jerseys off and put Brady's on.
Yeah,
no real fan does that.
Some have. I've seen it. I've seen it on.
I'm not saying Patriot fans don't. I'm saying no real Patriot fan does that. Not at all. Not at all.
They shouldn't, because that's bullshit.
Not at all. Like
I have a friend that did, like literally, he's like, all right, well, it's Brady time. I'm like, oh, you're such a bitch. Like, how would you do that?
If anything, that's the one person I want to lose.
Yeah.
That's the one person I want to. Do you think I want to continue to turn on SportsCenter and keep hearing, well, Brady keeps winning, Bill keeps losing? I don't want to keep hearing that. I want to hear Brady lost, Bill lost. That's what I want to hear. That's the perfect world for me. Till he comes back home, they both need to lose. Simple as that. No, I will say again, I'm not an NFC fan, so I don't necessarily hate Dallas. I hate their fans. I think their fans are literally the worst things ever.
Fans are terrible. The team is terrible.
But I'm saying, me as an AFC guy, I don't come in contact with Dallas enough to have that. Like, you play them twice a year, so I get that. But for me, I just hate their fans. But seeing how they lost is probably the most Cowboy thing I've ever seen. It literally and that's why I'm glad Romo called that game, because it reminds me of when when Romo botched the field goal kick, he botched the field goal kick, and it's just like the Cowboys are just not meant to be good ever. They had that 90s run, and that was it.
Yeah, I was talking about that yesterday. I was like, yeah, I mean, there's so many. You can tell the bandwagon by era. Like the Niners, like, I mean, I can't go too far because I don't remember. I was around then. Niners were a very big, popular team, early 90s, late 80s. And then it was the Cowboy era, big, you know exactly how it was. And then it's the Patriot era. So, like, you can tell who the bandwagons are by era. Unless you're from that area, then you're like, look at you. But yeah, you could definitely. It's the same thing with most sports. If you're a Bulls fan during the 90s, or a Laker fan during the early 2000s, bandwagon. Unless you make, I gotta say this about the Spurs: they didn't get a giant bandwagon.
No,
back to them.
But also, I think the biggest problem, or the biggest benefit for Spurs not to have bandwagon fans is, as good as they were, they still weren't heavily televised.
Really weren't, because they were kind of like the fundamental team, They were not the most fun.
It's hard to jump on a band. Like, if I live in Virginia, it's hard to jump on the Spurs bandwagon when I only see them every other Thursday on TNT, or every other Saturday or Sunday on ABC. I just don't see them enough to be able to fully jump on that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even sure what they show in Virginia. I'm assuming Washington teams. But
oh, no. It's someone who lived there. They show Redskins, Braves, Ravens, but they're actual, like how the Knicks are our actual team here. Theirs is is Washington.
Washington teams. And do they get Baltimore too?
Yes, yeah. They get
both.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why everyone said you went New England, but you had Baltimore and Washington. Yeah. And I'm like, yes, but hear what you're saying. Neither one of them are in the state of Virginia, so it doesn't matter. Like, it just happens to be the closest. Like that should.
That's your local team, though, Juwaan. That's what it is. They were on every Sunday.
No, you
Baltimore was good when you were a kid. Somewhat.
Wait, who was?
Baltimore.
Yeah, but I wasn't. No. I'm sorry. I didn't really get into football into that Patriots Eagles Super Bowl. That's when because I told you I grew up a soccer guy. So I
remember that. I actually remember that was like, man, that first Super Bowl that I can remember giving a shit watching was Eagles Patriots.
Yep.
I was younger. I was in high school, but I didn't watch football. And then I remember because we went for Super Bowl Sunday, and you're like, all right, pick your. I don't even remember why I chose the Eagles, but I did. And they lost. And I'm like, oh well, fuck. I think I was on a losing streak for many years after that. I was like, all right, well, fuck this team because they don't seem to lose. And then I started getting to football, and obviously I was already implemented because my family's Giants fans, and I had Giants, and I used to play with the Giants and Blitz, and I had Giant stuff. I had some Jet stuff, but really I had more Giant stuff. And that's my favorite color. Like, so it just that's once I started, because I was already into basketball at that point. I'm like, I want to get into football, so I just started following the Giants. I was like, and then I got right in time because like not long after we won that Super Bowl, and I was like,
yeah, bro, I'll never forget. Well, the one thing I'll never forget about that Super Bowl is Will Smith had said, if the Eagles lose, I'll shave my head. And then Will Smith never shaved his head. Like he left the face of Earth, and we didn't hear from him again for a while till like after Earth. And it's like, where the fuck did you go? Like, no. Come back here and go shave. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I got into football after that. So, picture me like, all right, gung-ho New England. And then right when I get into it, they could break the record undefeated. Giants. What the fuck? What? How? What? Like, how dare you? But all right, yeah, I don't have much else to talk about football. It really all this weekend, all wild card weekend taught us was the teams everyone thought would be in the Super Bowl hunt are all the teams that won. Like anyone that was like, oh, the Rams look like a Super Bowl team. Well, they look like a Super Bowl team.
They sure do.
Chiefs did, Bills did, Bengals did, even though Bengals is probably the only team that was probably a sleeper, but everybody else that you expected to win won. I mean, Cowboys maybe, but I think more people didn't think they'd win because they
it wasn't it wasn't a giant margin difference between the two as compared to the other team. Right. It could have probably went either way, but at the end of the day, the Niners were slightly better, and they were slightly better that night.
Yes. And again, I always say this. Last thing I'll say before we move out of football. I always say this. Games do not come down to a call. That game was lost well before that play happened. And if you're Dak Prescott with 12 seconds left and no timeouts, I'm sorry, why did you not throw it out of bounds? I don't understand why you ran for it. Even if you thought you could get enough time to spike it, it would have only left you with 5 seconds, enough time for 1, maybe 2 plays. I don't understand the thought process in that. So, again, you deserve to lose that game. I have no... Sorry, I don't feel sorry for you. But all right, let's move on. Last week, I believe it aired after our show, so we didn't get to talk about Superman and Lois, Naomi. Superman and Lois, I said this when we talked last time. It is really confusing me. Just a lot's going on that I kind of feel like there's too much of a gap for. And I'm gonna just wait it out to see, where I'm at in the halfway point. But just Lois kind of feeling the pressure of like, I guess I love these two people in another Earth, so now I'm taking it personally here, even though I don't know them. That really is like, what if he's lying? Like, what if that guy came there?
Well, she knows he's not lying from the footage.
No, I get you, but I'm saying, what if, and obviously we know it's not true, but what if in his world he always wanted Lois but never got her, so he's fabricating all this to get her.
But all her emotion in this last episode really didn't have anything to do with him. It had anything to do with the girl.
With the girl, right?
But she felt bad for not feeling anything. That's what her problem was. She didn't feel anything. She saw like the girl was devastated, and she's like, "That's how I felt with my mother, who left us." That's what she was feeling. Right. That's what it all comes down to. Is like she felt for the girl, and then disconnected, and then wanted to connect because she felt bad that she didn't. I don't know you. I've never seen you. I have no connection to you. It's weird.
But my biggest problem is I don't like. All right, so here's the thing that bothers me the most. Obviously, they fixed it at the end of the episode. I was very happy about. But you were taking it out on Clark. But Clark at no point told you that you couldn't interact with her. Like, you could have been talking to her this whole time, getting to know. You chose not to. So you getting short with me because of how you're feeling, just go talk to the girl.
That's very much a woman thing to
do. like she's just waking up like, I hate you. I don't know it. I just said good morning.
That's what it is. He had to take all the brunt of it. He's like, I don't know why she's so angry.
like it was so confusing. Like, bro, you could just go talk to the girl. Like, I never said don't ever talk to him. Go talk to her.
He's the least jealous guy, bro. He's like, I'm Superman. Are you serious?
Like, are you serious? I could have any woman I want. Jealousy is the last thing I'm worried about. Like, I just gotta fly, and then the chick is like, I want you. It's that simple. But also I was wondering if it ever would become an issue with the government having a problem with Superman saving all of Earth. So I was glad that they did dive into that a little bit, because I'm like,
I like that too.
Yeah, I'm like, you save everyone. That has to be a problem for the United States. I even love when the dude was just like, no, I get you saving them, but you couldn't drop it here so we can take the sub? Like, drop it here in my front yard.
North Koreans. I get that, but I just needed to say that live. I don't want to give a shit from where they're from.
Right, Superman's like, I'm not a politics guy. And he's like, no, I get it, but I am. Like, I have to answer to people about this. Like,
I don't work for you. I work with you. It's very different.
Very different. And Superman's like, if you keep it up, there's a world out there where I'm very Russian. Do you want that? It's like, no, we don't want that. Relax, calm down. But what did you think of this returning, Superman and Lois returning with this first episode?
It's good. A lot of emotions running, you know. Everyone's upset.
Except for the sons. One son's getting laid, the other one's
only Jonathan. Only Jonathan's getting everything's pretty good aside from him not getting playing time in football. That's the only thing that's pissing him off. Everything else is good for Jonathan. Jordan, I feel so bad. He's such a dork, you know. It's true. It's like that girl. Like, I don't know what happened while she was gone, but she seems to be. He's too into me, and it's true. It's his first girlfriend, probably. You know what I mean? Every time he got dissed, I was like, oh, poor guy. I've been there.
But what's so frustrating is how he's acting now is how he was acting when you got into him. Like,
it's not that different, but that's how it is in real life. Like, things change. You're like, well,
weirdest thing. Like, I don't like how much he likes me. I'm sorry, what? Like, yeah, I prefer if you only called me when it was convenient for me. And it's like, that's not how things should work.
How it works, but all right.
It doesn't work at all, but okay.
Yeah, but I like that he could hear it. He's like, oh, shit. I knew it. I like how he played it off. He's like, I probably should have called you. I understand.
Yeah, should have called you, right? Yeah. Shouldn't have just shut up. Yes. You know, it's not like I'm your boyfriend or anything. Whatever.
It's not like we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Whatever. I did feel bad for Jordan. He does need to like change his style, like cut your hair, anything. Just try something new. He just needs a little bit of adjustment. The girl, I felt for her. I know she was really emotional. Natalie, she was all fucked up. She was like, I want to fucking die, basically. Why should have just stayed dead? It's weird, you know.
God.
No one knows her there. Like, she has such connections with so many people, but they don't know because she's not from. It's a different Earth, different people, you know.
Right.
It's a big adjustment she's not used to, and it's hard for John now. Like, it was hard by myself. Now I got my daughter here. I'm happy she's here, but she's so depressed, and it's hard now. She's a teenage girl, so you know how it is. I was like, I can't imagine what he's going through right now. So it's a bitch.
I will say this: the one thing that frustrated me about a lot of the feelings in this episode was the problems you're having are very fixable. So, like, this girl coming from a different planet, they don't know you, but that doesn't stop you from introducing yourself.
Right. We introduce you. I mean, you gotta start from scratch, but
right. Yeah. And recreating a friendship. The same thing with Lois. If you wanted a relationship with her, there's literally nothing stopping you from having that, from being a mother figure.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue, though. That's not my problem. It's not a problem because, like you said, they're all fixable problems. They're just showing you that this is what they're dealing with.
Right.
It's part of the narrative of the show. It's like, this is what they're dealing with, and they're just struggling to figure out how to deal. You know, that's the emotional part of the show. We're like, again, a lot of it's all real. Like, I understand. Like, I get it. I understand all of it, and it brings you in because you can, in certain aspects, you can you've been there. Like I've been there. Like I understand that feeling. You can relate. That's which is fun thing about the show. There's a lot of relatable moments.
Right.
Wow. And but man, again, the CGI was pretty good in the show too.
Yes, it was. Him in that rain, and that hair came down just
right at the end. He pulls up.
It's like okay.
Yeah, I see what you're doing there.
I appreciated that. I liked it. No, so I mean, look, like I said, this is going to be this season so far feels like it's going to be something that I can make a proper analysis come halfway mark. So when we get to whatever the mid-season finale is, I can go, this is great because I like how everything turned out, or they're holding on to a lot of stuff that they should have gotten rid of episodes ago. You know,
it looks like they're setting up Tuesday and the way it ended.
We can only hope. I will say this though: if sci-fi can make Doomsday look good, I'm very curious what this DC budget can do.
Yeah, especially, and I was thinking about it earlier because I'm like, because I just finished watching Death of Superman and Reign of Superman because I'm going through them, and I just stopped for a while and I never got back on top of it. But no, that's where I was at, and so I'm done with them too. And I'm like, yo, CW seems like they're setting up Doomsday. They do have some of the characters already in the show, like they just got like we know Steele's in the show. They don't have Connor, but they have Jordan, who's basically Superboy, right? They basically Eradicator was last season. That's what this guy was, Morgan Edge. Well, you could always play with it because the Eradicator was really a device, but so that could be anybody technically. Only thing would be missing would be Cyborg Superman, and you can explain it any other way. Like, so let's say they do go through it, and they can do an arc during Superman and Lois similar to what Flash just did, like Armageddon. They could do Death of Superman and then like his rise, and then either they could do. I was thinking they could do it at the end of the season, like 3 episodes, and then the start of next season is his resurrection. You know what I mean? So
that okay. So I'm with you. Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. I want them to do it the way the animated movies in the comics did it, right? So, well, not the comics really, more so the animated movies. I want there to be significant time. I don't mean a full season. I don't even mean half a season, but I want significant screen time of Jordan and Steele trying to figure out how to navigate saving as much of this town and whatever else as they can without a Superman. What Lois is going through. I want to see that because I want to see what a world looks like without Superman before he gets back. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to a point to where he's doing Justice League stuff or whatever, I can safely say, well, I've seen what Jordan and Steele look like without Superman, and it's a great teaming. It's a great pairing. Like I want to see more of it. So I want them, if the season ends with Superman dying with Doomsday dying, I do want the next season to be at least 5 to 6 episodes with no Clark.
It depends on how they do it. Because if they do it like Armageddon was 5 episodes. You can make it 6 episodes, go 3 at the end of one season, and then 3 at the next if you want to do that. Or you can do a whole season. Yeah. Him being dead. Because it's not like he's not going to be in the show.
Right.
Because Tyler Hoechlin could still be, let's say if they do Cyborg Superman, it looks the same. It's the same character. Yep. You know what I mean? Cyborg Superman is visually the same character. So Superman Clark Kent is dead. But the character is alive in Cyborg Superman. You know what I mean? Yep. And whatever they do with Eradicator, and in that regard, you still have Tyler Hoechlin the whole season. He's just not going to be playing his main character until probably the end of the season. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I'm fine with that too if they want to do that.
Yeah. I just, to me, what made the animated movies, what gave it so much levity was that you did have a full movie with no Superman. Right? So you had his follow-up, no Superman. So you had to feel that. You had to sit with that. So I want there to be enough time for the viewers to sit with that the world is really going on without no Superman. Right.
And I was saying that, and the reason I brought up Armageddon is because they brought in other characters from different shows, and I want there to be them. They're showing up, fighting Doomsday too, getting their ass whooped. You know what I mean? That's how it should be.
Yeah, you want it to be an event.
Right. I want Flash to show up. I want Black Lightning to show up. I want whoever, everybody from the team that's supposed to be fucking your Justice League to show up.
I wonder what you would call it though, because Superman and Lois is such a long name. Like you can't say Superman and Lois, Doomsday, an event crisis, like an event crossover. It's just so long, like Flash Armageddon. Boom, doom, done.
Yeah, Superman or Death of Superman, or I don't know.
I like that. I like Death of Superman. But I'm with you. Only problem is with the CW, there's not enough powered characters for that fight against Doomsday to be all that visually pleasing.
There's enough. There's enough characters because like you have Black Lightning, you have the Flash, you do have Martian Manhunter, Supergirl. That's enough.
Oh, so you would bring back Supergirl? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
It makes sense. Like, why wouldn't she be there?
I would freaking hope
so. They didn't kill her off. So, it is what it is.
I'm with you. So maybe that's our big crossover this year. Maybe. Fingers crossed. That'd be great.
That'd be cool if that's the plan. Again, we're foreshadowing. I have no idea. It'd be cool to see. Is all I'm saying.
Look, and as far as we knew before, you just theorized that we already got our crossover. Armageddon was the crossover.
But again, see how that was a Flash centric crossover. The same thing would be for Superman and Lois. It'd only be for Superman and Lois. It wouldn't affect any of the other shows.
That's what Death of Superman was, the animated movie, where it seemed like a Justice League movie, but it 100% was about Clark's journey, about dying and then coming back. So it was Superman centric, but it just had the rest of the team there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm with you. Look, we gotta stop saying this stuff for CW to hear us, take all the credit, and we get no credit for anything.
I swear to God, if you heard any of this, use all of it.
Joe's like, please listen to me. Use everything. All right. So Batwoman obviously came back. I'm gonna let you go, Joel. What were your thoughts on this episode of Batwoman?
Trying to think what was the episode about.
The episode was obviously her brother was having the party, the big party, and they were trying to sneak in to get Wayne's book to figure out where Poison Ivy was.
Yeah, she was actually right in the middle of the whole stack and shit. I'm like, okay.
Which is the weirdest thing if you're that seems like such a non-Bruce thing to do.
That's not his main cave either, though, to be fair.
Where's his other cave?
That cave is under the building or whatever.
Right, but have they ever showed us his actual cave?
No, because they haven't showed us the mansion.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. But okay, then that does make more sense. No.
It doesn't have to make sense. I'm just sounding like,
No. I'm not saying what you're saying doesn't make sense. I'm saying the concept, because I don't know. Two of them is just so weird. But okay, I guess. Okay. All right. So what did you think of the episode?
Him having spots all over the city is not weird to me. Caves maybe are a little weird, but
yeah, that's what I mean. 2 caves. Like, all you really needed was just like an elevator to go down for you to change real quick. It didn't have to be a full-on cave.
But
Alfred being in that cave would be weird. Why wouldn't he just be at the cave at your house? Like that. That's all I'm saying. Because
we don't even know where the mansion's at,
Right, because Batwoman makes it seem like that was the cave he was utilizing the most.
I'm pretty sure that's probably the case, but you're telling me that the cave is not under his mansion, and that's fucking wrong.
No.
No. That's where it's under the mansion, or it doesn't exist. That's where it is.
Right. I'm with you on that concept. If it's not in his home, then there shouldn't be a big cave anywhere.
What are we talking about here? It's under the building?
Yeah, like if he doesn't have a bat cave in his home, then this should just be one big storage unit. Like this shouldn't be a cave. This is just a storage.
I don't care that it's a cave. I mean, there's probably shit all over that city. But yeah, look, it's easy access. It goes down. My biggest issue with the show, I mean, I understand what's going on with the whole Joker thing with her brother. He was fine. It's whatever. He's the one that gets stabbed with the thing, so that's weird. That was cool. So I don't know what's gonna happen now. So that's interesting. Like, how long is he out of commission now? We'll see. So he's not gonna be a factor early on, it seems. We know what,
because now it looks like Poison Ivy is gonna get her actual arc.
What we actually saw the real Poison Ivy too. So we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. Boom, boom, boom. I don't even know what next week's episode is about, but I don't know. I'm taking it episode by episode.
They tease it's the old Poison Ivy meeting the new Poison, and then
okay. Kind of just. That's why I didn't remember what it was.
Yeah,
but they showed the white eyes again for Batwoman. That was cool.
I always love the white eyes. It's just such a good look. It's such a good look.
It looks cool, especially on her. Yeah. Her costume is nice. I'm not a big fan of the wig, but I do like the costume.
I still don't understand the wig. I'll never understand. Like I get it because she's black, but I also don't like it because you're utilizing it because she's black. So I think that's my big, because that's not her natural hair. So you trying to kind of showcase like, oh, I'm all natural. That's not your hair though. It's a wig.
They don't want you. I don't want you to know that. I don't want you to just know I'm a woman, because that was the whole point in the first place. I want you to know that I'm a black woman.
Right. Like your face should be.
Let's narrow it really down.
To where someone's like, "Oh my God, that's Batwoman. Is she white? No, it's an Afro, man. Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, true. I should have caught that.
Yeah, should have caught that. You're right. She
obviously walks around everywhere with that wig. Right?
So fucking.
Batwoman.
That
was okay episode.
Yeah. I didn't hate it. I just hate the premise. That's it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's just frustrating.
The girls are hot, so that works for me.
Look, like I just said about Moonknight, forget about the suit. If the series is as good as we think it's gonna be, it'll all just blend. Like it'll all just blend. All right. Naomi had its first episode. We did get a Superman sighting. I believe, because you didn't show Superman up close, we are to believe that it's not our Superman. Or I kind of believe you would have just showed it.
It could have been either way. They don't know what they're going to do. So,
but also here's another reason why we're to assume that he's not our Superman. This whole fucking city believes that he's a myth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, they've already said that it's not ours. I already don't like that, because I'm like,
I'm with you.
It's right there. He's right next door. Literally, he's on the same night as you.
Right. Why not just utilize? Like, you know how easily it would be to sell Naomi if you just said, "Hey, they're on the same night because they're in the same universe."
Yeah, I just don't understand that. But you know how creators are. So they're gonna. I am curious how they're gonna explain that now, though, because if it's not just that it's a different Superman, like you said, superheroes are a myth in this world.
Right.
Superman showing up is fucking weird. Like, what?
They looked at him and was just like, that's an actor. That can't be real, right?
Yeah, it's not real, right? Yeah. So, what's going on here? So, like, that's different already. She's she's on an Earth that's there are no superheroes. Right. So originally, she's from a world. I mean, she's living in a world where they're all superheroes. Just living in a regular superhero Earth, and from an Earth that didn't have many. It just had like 27 or something like that. All with powers. And they got dwindled down. That was the whole point. They sent her away because she was in danger. So we're gonna see if that's reversed. Possibly, she's from an Earth with superheroes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And she was in danger. Maybe that's how. Maybe that's the difference. And during crisis, maybe there was some weird. Who knows? We don't know what they're doing. We just know that this Thanagarian exists in this world, who I'm assuming is obviously not from this Earth either. Because if Superman doesn't exist, Thanagarian shouldn't exist either.
Right.
So D, I think is his name, right? So
yes.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna find out more about him. Like I said, I don't want spoilers. I don't know if they're gonna do it in the show. Her first stepfather is not from Earth either. He's Iranian. So him and D would have conflicts because of the Iran and Thanagarian.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Like Korean Skrull.
Sort of. They have some beef. And I think it was during that war that they crossed over. But I don't know how they're going to explain that, and the different Earth, and how maybe D knows Superman. How? But okay. All right. Maybe there's more to this than we thought. Again, I don't know. And then the bad guy, I forgot how they pronounce it. I
can't remember his name either, bro. To save my
life. That's what a Z, I think. But he's originally obviously from the same Earth she's from. Mm-hmm. But he comes in the comic. He comes later and shows up all fucking long hair, a whole bunch of weird shit, and pulls her back into that to that Earth and shows off like this is where you're from and all this extra shit. So that they're already starting that. So he's obviously been shit because he's stalking the shit out of her. So he's obviously onto her and shit. But we'll see when they explain that. That's all I really caught. I mean, that's been a big mystery. She's good in the role. She's fine. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of things they're hiding from her because she has some type of weird eye disease. That's why they got her wearing glasses and shit.
Right. But, I did. The first thing I laughed at when I finished this episode, and I know saying this is gonna get me canceled, but I swear to God, I thought it was very, very weird how a female-centric show. Was it just me, or were they alluding to the fact that she gets around in that town? Like, not around like sleeping with people, but I swear to God, they were just like, oh, no. She likes her. And then like, she likes him. And then she likes him and she likes him. Yeah. And it's like, I'm sorry. Are you just telling me that she's just moving all around this town?
Yeah, she's playing all the fields.
It really is. And again, look, this is not a judgment here. Do whatever you want. I just thought it was weird that your female character, you're kind of utilizing like that. Like, like, yeah, she likes her and him and him and him, and she'll play him for him. And it's like, that's really weird that you did that. But no, I got no true issues with this show outside of, I guess they're trying to make him seem as creepy as they are, but just tone it down just a little bit. Like that's like uber creepy. Goddamn. Even when the the guy goes, yeah, you were adopted on this day. And it's like, why would you say that? How would you say that and not think that you wouldn't think that's weird? You're not supposed to know that. Like, and then he called himself and he's like, oh, no, internet. Why would that be on the internet? Like, that was so weird. But again, I don't know much about this character. So like I just told Trayvon about Moonknight, I'll let the CW teach me anything I need, I necessarily need to know about the show, not the character. That I'll just ask you about, but about this show. No problem.
I mean, she's fairly new character, so like everything I know is probably they're gonna probably get to it by the half season. So everything after that is like they're making it up because there's not much more to her. They can't get into the other shit she's gotten into. Past the fact, once she gets her costume and her powers, after that it's like a free fall. She joins Young Justice. She joins the Justice League. Like, and then now she's gonna start doing her solo books again, but they're not gonna do any of the extra shit, and so everything else they're gonna have to make up. And I'm interested in seeing what world they create for her.
Right. I will say this, CW, you got to stop making shows that aren't connected. Stargirl, we accept it because it makes sense. It makes 100% sense that can't be the same person. We can accept that. But for Naomi, it's like, why? I don't understand why.
I mean, I'm waiting to hear. There's got to be a good explanation. Hopefully, there is. Mm-hmm. But it was set up for you to stay connected. There's no reason to keep it separated.
Right. It's the equivalent, Joel, of us seeing Beast Boy, in Doom Patrol, and then for them to go, no, it doesn't connect. But I saw Beast Boy from Titans in your show.
The same actors.
It doesn't connect now. It doesn't connect.
Why would you separate it?
I don't understand. Like, why? You know how awesome it would be for like Beast Boy to go back and forth between the two?
Would have been cool. Cyborg. God forbid.
Right. Cyborg joins his actual team. Let's move on. That's it for the CW shows. All right. So before we get out of here, let's go over. Obviously, Power came back. Joel's favorite character in Tariq. He got to see his boy really show out. This show is getting more and more confusing by the episode. Not confusing like I don't know what's going on. Confusing like I don't know what's going to happen. Empower did that a lot, to where I'm just like, I don't know, is Ghost gonna? And then like you see Ghost literally kill all the factions of the drug organization. You're like, I didn't see that coming. So, but what were your thoughts on the returning episode of Ghost?
It's good. It was good. What were we talking about last week or this week or both?
Wait, did it come back last week?
I think so.
Oh, then this week. Sorry, then this week.
Yeah, because I'm like, yeah, this second. Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious. Like, he's out of jail now, fucker.
He ain't going back.
I'm telling you, like, no one trusts that motherfucker. That lawyer is like, don't fucking call me again. I tried to feel for you, motherfuckers. I ain't no.
But wait, but he made such a good point. He's like,
no, he's not wrong. I'm just saying.
Like, if I snitch, they'll kill everybody. And she's like, I don't care. Just take the deal that I got you. And it's like
5 years, 5 years, bitch.
Yo, let me just say this really quick, and then I'm gonna let you finish, Joel. Shows have to stop doing that. That is the biggest cliche in show history, where a district attorney will go, look, I dwindled it down. You only have to spend 15 years out of the 50. 50, it's prison. It's not rehab. I can get shanked and die. Like, people make it sound like it's Disney World. Like, look, it's just 5 years. You maybe get out in 3. It's prison. It's where you're sending. Like, I'm not going on summer vacation.
But it's not just prison. It's prison, and I might have enemies inside. Like,
yes,
and outside. I can't be snitching because then they're gonna know and they're gonna kill my family.
Right, and I love how they gave Tasha that deal, but no one's thinking of giving Tariq that deal. Like, all right, cool. Tell me who's responsible, and then we'll just put you in WITSEC. No, they're just like, no, you still have to serve your time. Wait, what? You want to put him in harm's way?
That little motherfucker's a murderer. He deserves to go to fucking jail.
But what else did
he didn't kill the cop. That's absolutely true. 100%. He killed so many other people.
Not so many. Just 2. He only killed 2 people. He only has 2 kills on his resume. At least you just don't like the one kill.
No, I don't like that one kill. Because that motherfucker, he just tried to take care of you, you little bitch.
Well, he was like, hey, you're going to go to jail. Like,
it was his fault. He deserved to go to jail.
I know. Joel, you can't be a murderer and take the high road. You're a murderer. You didn't go to jail for your crimes. Why do I have to go?
He did go to jail.
And he spent just as much time as Tariq did. He spent a day and a half and got out.
No day and a half. It was there longer than that. But it wasn't long. But Tariq put himself in every fucking position that he was in. He should have gone to jail. And he probably would have got out. Okay. That was the whole point. It's like, look, you go to jail, you do a couple of years or whatever, and done. You know, you can go back to school. He was absolutely right. He don't have to worry about any of this shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
But now he has to. And now he's on his own. It's even worse.
Tremendous.
Now he's got to hustle.
Super hustle. Yeah. So he'll obviously do more stuff with what is it?
He's just gonna kill more people. I forgot who said that. Somebody said it. Only more bodies are gonna follow.
Oh, for sure. And here's how you know more bodies are gonna fall. There's only 3 more episodes left. There's only 10 episodes a season because it ends right when Tommy's show starts.
Can't wait.
So there's only 3 more episodes. So yeah.
Talk about a killer I like.
Joel's like, killing is fine. Just Tariq can't kill. That's it. Just he can't.
I don't like his justification for killing his father. I don't.
Oh, look, again, that will never be something I disagree on. I didn't want Ghost to die either. I'm just saying it happened for reasons I still don't understand. They didn't swerve it and just bring him back. So now it's his kid. And now I have to just sit with this kid. So if you're forcing me to, the show's at least good. Because I think that would really bother me. You took Ghost and the show that you replaced them with is horrible. I would be just as angry as you are. But at least the show is good. I can at least hang my hat on that the show's good. But I'm really interested what's gonna happen between him and his friend. Because he told Councilman Tate about the photo.
Yeah.
And he wasn't supposed to.
They don't have the proof. We'll see.
Well, look, it's as scared as his friend's dad looked, Councilman Tate doesn't need the photo.
That's what I mean.
The optic of knowing that he knows that it exists. Right. Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, because that could play. If that's the case, then he can probably play it off. But other than that,
I'm very interested because what they're doing right now is what Power did after a few seasons, where they built the divide between Ghost and Tommy. It looks like they're doing that with Brendan and Tariq, to where Brendan might be doing some work with Kane.
These two little rich kids that just want to get drugs.
That is the one thing that always frustrates me about this show. It's like, well, Ghost did it because there was nothing else.
Entitled little bitches. I hate you both.
But that's why I love when Tariq said it to him. He's like, bro, you're filthy rich. You don't need to be doing this. And he's like, well, yeah, but I just robbed a jewelry store with no mask on. So clearly I want to. And it's like, but that's weird. Like, that's not normal.
They're weird kids, bro.
Very weird kids, man.
That's why I'm like, you deserve what you get. Like, you honestly do.
Like, literally, all Ghost said was, just finish school and the money's yours. And Tariq,
that's all he said. That's it.
Tariq was just like, I'm gonna sell some drugs. Like, why?
I mean, it was more complicated than that. But yes.
It was way more complicated.
Because his mom was in jail and all this extra bullshit.
Right. But ultimately, it was his way of saying, I'm just sell some drugs, have some fun, sell some drugs. Right. But I am very interested
because of Tariq. Let's be for real.
That is very true. But I am very intrigued in Tariq does have one more card to play, and that's Stein. Is it Stein?
He wasn't when he was CW. He was Stein.
Shut up. No, the old white dude that obviously holds so much power over the school.
He was Professor Stein in CW.
No, he was. But what is his name in the show?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either. But yeah, he has that card to play too, to where he can go, look, you want me to keep this kid going and graduate and go to the NBA so your school can go, we had an NBA player. I got to be here to do that because apparently there's no one else smart in all of Stansfield but Tariq. He legit was so happy when Tariq landed in his lap, and he's just like, someone smart enough to teach this other black kid about school so that he could pass enough to play basketball. And it's just like, I'm sorry, is there no one else on the academic level that you could get to tutor this kid? That's weird. But yeah, so it's very interesting. And again, look, me and Joel honestly are just biding our time till Tommy.
True. I mean, I'm not saying Ghost is bad because it is good.
It's not. It's very good.
I just think it's blasphemous to call the show Ghost with no Ghost in it.
I do.
I understand. I get it. Jesus Christ.
And I also do believe if you're trying to build up Tariq to being the new Ghost, just do a better job getting there. I swear to God, Ghost would have been out of this situation a season ago. Whether it's him just killing everybody or him just talking or paying his way out of it, he just would have not been in this situation.
Well, I can't wait to see it when we get to Young Ghost. I want to see that on Kanan.
That is going to be very interesting where they go with that. That is going to be a lot of fun. All right. I don't think there's any other shows that we both watched that came because you don't watch Yellow Jackets.
Not yet, at least.
You didn't watch Mayor of Kingstown, or you're not. If you have started, you're not fully caught up.
I haven't started it,
So yeah.
We did see. I mean, I watched Peacemaker. Did you watch Peacemaker?
Oh. You know what the problem is? I just did a review with Joe this morning. So when I did it, because I only do reviews with you, so I equated it to I did it with you this morning, so I completely forgot. But yes, sorry. Great show. I was actually arguing with Joe and Kitty because they were saying not Kitty more so than Joe, how much she enjoys watching that intro a million times. And I went, well, I only saw it once. And she goes, how? There were 3 episodes. I said, bitch, I skipped the intro. I saw it once and it was the most amazing thing ever. I tweeted James Gunn and he liked it. That was it. Like even Narcos, after like 4 episodes, you kind of just go, oh my God, like just get me to the episode. Like that's why I said Hawkeye was so perfect. Arrow, boom, hit the target. Hawkeye, we're into the show.
Most of those Marvel shows, especially, don't have intros. They just do outros.
Like, exactly. And to me, it gets me right to the action. But again, I'm not saying that I disliked it or that it's a problem. It's just one of those things to where if the intro isn't different per episode, which it honestly could have been, and that would have been hilarious. I saw it once. That's really it. I don't. If I can skip
I don't. It was a fun intro, but I don't need to see it every episode. Personally, again, it's like a musical thing, and I'm not into musicals, so it's like
same here.
So for me, it's just awkward. I'm like, it's funny. It was fun, but I'm good. It takes me out of it. I don't need to see any more of it. I want to see the show.
Right. Simple as that. It's as simple as I can keep it. But what were your thoughts? Like, I know the biggest standout to me was easily Vigilante. Like, that's my favorite character in a Peacemaker show is Vigilante. When this fucking idiot said, my girlfriend's having a baby, but she's gonna abort it. Do you want to come? And it's like,
I don't want to go to your abortion.
No, I don't want to come. Like, why would you invite me to that? I didn't even know you all that well.
The great excuse is like, my girlfriend's pregnant. Why you want me hooking up with my cousin? We're not keeping it or whatever.
He is such a weirdo, but again, I love him. He's my favorite character of the series so far, easily, hands down, not even close. I love everything about Vigilante. When he says, that knife is really dull, can you just cut it off already? like just come on, this is painful. I love Vigilante so much, man, but I'm sorry, Joel, your thoughts on the first 3 episodes as a whole?
Yes, I saw the first episode twice now, because I watched it again today, the first one. And I'm gonna watch the second one tomorrow. I'll watch the third one Wednesday. But I've already watched the first 3. Awesome show. Man, I laughed from the beginning to end on every episode. Yep. It's it's like a surreal comic book action comedy. That's basically like it's because it's surreal because they dress so fucking accurate to the comic book. Some of them, without remorse. Like they don't even think twice about it. This is the way I dress. This is my uniform. Whatever the fuck they're during lunch. John, fucking Peacemaker, Chris Smith. I'm sorry. He's an idiot. He's just basically he lives in his own bubble. He was raised a certain way, but is not anything like his father, who now we know is a racist piece of shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I like how they took his father's whole arc and put the label on Peacemaker. When the janitor dude is telling him, you only hunt minorities. And he's just like, well, no, I've killed some white people. Because anyone that knows White Dragon in the comics, all he did was hunt down minorities. Right, so I love when the janitor's just like, well, maybe you keep eyes on white people like you do minorities. And he's just like, that's fair. That is fair. I can kill someone.
Yeah, the only reason you kill somebody minorities, you think they're doing bad shit. You're not
right. You only look out for minorities. White people are just walking out of the bank.
Right. It's a very funny thought process that you don't think about very much. And the fact that he took it so well, like, yeah, I'll do that. All
right, cool. Yeah, no problem. All
right. His fucking pet eagle, Eagly. Oh my god, that eagle's funny, bro. He fell in love with a fucking bald eagle. And his fucking stupid car that didn't last long, unfortunately.
Not at all.
The fact that they got the helmets that actually do shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's cool as hell.
Because it didn't make sense in the movie. I'm glad it didn't utilize it in the movie. It wouldn't have made sense there. It makes perfect sense here.
Yeah. And I want to know more about what the fuck that room is all about. Like, what is that whole process? Like, what is it that he builds? What is that? Like,
because it is.
There's more about, obviously.
I was saying it earlier today. They're making it seem like, I don't think it's true, but they're making it seem like his dad was the original Peacemaker.
He was the White Dragon, I believe, is what he's supposed to be.
Now, I'm curious if they mean White Dragon, like fully costume and everything, like in the comics, or was that just a name he got during his time in prison?
I don't know.
Because I'm like, he doesn't seem like he loves his son enough to make all that stuff for him.
Well, he said it. I didn't make this for you. I didn't think of you at all while you were in jail.
But we obviously know when he said that he was clearly lying. Yeah. But yeah, they were kind of making it seem
he kind of protected his son when he was going to jail. Like, I don't know, we're talking about a closed door.
Right.
Racist motherfucker too. But yeah, it seems like his father. They're making him the White Dragon. So maybe he was whatever he was, and that's how he trained his son to be like him.
Right.
And he didn't go all the way. He actually has a heart. Like,
see, I think two things can be true. I think he might have utilized that tech, but maybe didn't call himself Peacemaker. Maybe that's something his son came up with all on his own. But he did utilize the helmets. I don't think his dad dressed up in the whole Peacemaker outfit, but I think his dad maybe utilized the helmets, is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I mean by he was the original.
He was definitely something. I mean, because there's this whole pocket dimension that he keeps all his armory or whatever.
Right.
I'm very curious to know more about that for sure. Because
do you think? I know a lot of people were theorizing this, and it made me moist when I heard it. But do you think that the Reach is involved in this at all?
I don't know about that. I don't know how. I'm not sure they have any. I'm not sure.
That looked like Reach technology, though.
What did?
When he opened up the thing at the end of the third episode.
I looked like something out of fucking Men in Black. It looked like a mini ship.
This motherfucker said Men in Black.
It looked like a little ship for little people, didn't it?
No, I don't know what it is, because the way he was holding it on his arms, it looked as though it's like a weapon that you could utilize.
Well, it looked like it was a seat where you could sit. That's why he was talking about Doll Man. Remember he mentioned Doll Man?
He did. That was a nice nod. And Batmite was a nice nod.
See, look, Batmite exists, and you could still be Batmite. You should,
Joel,
fight for it, Juwaan, and things can come true. He is now canon.
I'll end this friendship over that. I will end this friendship over that. No, but I mean, you make all the sense in the world, because maybe that's how the butterflies got here. They all were in that ship. So I mean, it makes sense. You could utilize it that way. Judo Master, bravo, bra freaking vo.
Odd choice in colors, but yes,
very odd. I mean, look, let's be honest. It's only really truly odd because the last time we saw Peacemaker, he was fighting alongside someone in that exact looking costume. With TDK. Yeah,
he looked a lot like TDK.
Right. Really, so that's that. If TDK didn't exist in that Suicide Squad movie, I don't think I would have that much.
But I mean, that's why I wonder why they went with that color scheme. But whatever. He was. I love that they wanted a small guy,
right,
that knew martial arts, so that he can kick people's asses but be small. That was such a funny thing between him and Judo Master and all them. He was such a little dick too. Cheetos.
But he was weaponizing them. He was like, bow, bow, bow. What do you think about the huge surprise of again, this is all spoiler alerts, people, but it came out last Thursday. Amanda Waller's daughter.
That got leaked. So I wasn't that shocked when that happened. But they did it right in the first episode. Same thing with his dad. That he was the White Dragon. They're like, oh, okay, shit. They were right out. They didn't waste time. They got leaked, but it wasn't like they were like surprises for later. It was first episode surprises. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, that was her, because we heard that she might be in the show, and now we know. I don't know if we're gonna see more of her, but we definitely. I don't think we need
to. She might be like maybe an end credit scene, because remember I was talking about this earlier with Joe and Kitty. Right now, there isn't a Task Force X. Everybody from that task force is gone. Literally, either left or dead. So maybe this show is Amanda Waller. Because see, this is another problem with, and we're not getting into the bigger archy of this, but another issue with the DCEU not being fully canon. Or I'm sorry, not fully canon, fully connected. Because it would be interesting to see Amanda Waller pop in and out of different movies, selecting people to be part of her new task force. So now it's kind of just like, well, is Peacemaker the biggest thing that drives that? Like, she recruits maybe some of these people to be in her new task force. So seeing her kind of just jogs the head of like, what is her bigger purpose?
To join She doesn't recruit anybody. She takes people, injects them with the shit.
Oh, right. I meant more so recruitment. Well, no, time out, because she does give them an option. Because she only goes to people that are spending a long time in prison, and she goes, "Hey, you want your books?"
It's not really an option, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, I just mean okay. So to be more specific for the listeners, I'm not saying you're free. And Amanda Waller goes, "Hey, you want to join?" And then you go, "No," and she's like, "Okay, no problem." I mean more so she's going to the best of the best that are already in prison and saying, "Hey, you can either join this and get time shaved off." I think if they all said no, she would just put them back in their cells. Like she wouldn't kill them or anything. No. So that's what I mean by it's not necessarily forcing. Once you say yes, she 100% forces you to stay in. But to join it, I don't think she forces them. She gives you an option. And most of these people want time shaved off of their books. So they say yes to it. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see where they go with the new Suicide Squad. But as far as this show goes, James Gunn, you did an amazing job. An amazing freaking job. Peacemaker is hilarious. Vigilante feels like Vigilante. Again, I don't know what
very different type of Vigilante, but
a different type of Vigilante. This is more enjoyable. The CW.
He's definitely I mean, he's still crazy, but this is he's fucking nuts. Like he's definitely more lighthearted, I guess, not as brooding.
Which is the right way to go. This is a lighthearted show. So for him to be all dark and brooding is just something you don't really need. It's a lighthearted.
I love when they were in bed together with that one girl, and he still had his mask on.
Bro, I loved it when she offered him weed, and he goes, "I don't do that shit." Like I kill people. I gotta keep this body clean. But no, this is awesome.
I guess where they're at, it's illegal. So it's like for him, it's like a crime. And it's like when I kill people for murder or graffiti, I think he mentioned. Do I feel bad? I mean, like he's like, no. He's like,
no. But no, I really love this show. He's done a great job. I personally can't wait for this next episode just to see where they're going. You know, is there more surprises? What else crazy stuff are they gonna do? I'm very curious because clearly James Gunn is both the face of Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad now. So it's like, will they go hand in hand more? Because you starting this and look, listener Jim, Trayvon, Peacemaker did what you guys have been begging for. They gave you your cliff notes. The show starts with the end of Suicide Squad. There you go. So anyone who saw Suicide Squad doesn't have to go, what is this about? Who is this? What's going on? They laid it all out again for you, as if Suicide Squad wasn't clear enough. They laid it out for you again.
Those people didn't want to watch the Suicide Squad. Like, well, if you just want to watch Peacemaker, this is what happened. Yeah, so you know where we're at, you know?
Right. And as I was sitting through it, I'm just like, who watches this that didn't watch Suicide Squad? And then I remembered a lot of people. A lot of people probably
are weird.
People are very weird. But that's really it. I mean, we just did our Moonknight trailer breakdown, so we don't have to necessarily double. And by the way, huge shouts out to us, Joel. 113 views and 13 likes, bro.
And what?
The Moonknight breakdown we just did.
Shit, that was quick.
We only had like 15 people watching, and then I checked on it to edit it, and it was like 115 views. I'm like,
really? Thank you.
Okay. Right. But to be fair, I think we probably are one of the few people that did it literally right away. And then I obviously tagged Moonknight, so anytime someone types in Moonknight, we should be one of the first things that pop up. Right. So huge shouts out to Joel, Trayvon for joining me to do that Moonknight breakdown, and everybody in the comment section and everyone who viewed it. We appreciate you guys, man. We love that. Like that.
The Batgirl costume dropped too.
Oh no, that's what we need to talk about because we covered that. Let's talk about the Nightwing rumor because we were talking about we never got a chance to really talk about that.
Sure.
So Dylan O'Brien, right?
Dylan O'Brien was the name that keeps popping up. Yes, that seems to be the person being looked at. It'd be Dick Grayson or Nightwing, whatever.
To be honest, I have and I know this is, oh shoot, we forgot the whole contest me and you set up for this episode of the contest that you set up.
Next week. Now I have more time. I need more time.
Yeah, Nightwing is someone that I really don't care who they cast, because I remember wanting it to be Scott Eastwood in that Suicide Squad movie when that was like an early on rumor that he was Agent Grayson. I was because I thought that maybe it could still tie into Ben's Batman at the time. That was the only reason why I was really excited for it. So after that, and then seeing how Titans casted Robin and he was great, I don't really care anymore. I think they're doing a pretty good job in the Robin field. So to me, if it's Dylan, I'll be very excited. I think he's a great actor. I'll be very happy. If it's not and it's someone else, just let it be good. That's all I ask for. So for me, I don't have anyone set that I want to see. So if it is Dylan, I think it's a great choice.
Yeah, I mean, same, more or less. But I think Dylan O'Brien I'm a big fan of his from a lot of his earlier work. And he was one of the guys I really wanted to be Spider-Man, like a lot after Andrew was done.
For me, it was Asa.
Yeah, see, Asa, I didn't even know who the fuck that was until he was one of the finalists. I was like, it was either Tom or Asa, and I'm like, oh, I like Asa. I didn't really care at that point, like whoever it was. But before they became up, I really wanted Dylan O'Brien, because I knew him from Teen Wolf. He was pretty perfect. Like he's exactly like I imagined. But I guess he was too old for what they wanted. And look, that might work out in his benefit, because if he actually gets Dick Grayson, it's the perfect age for him right now. So, based on where they're at, so it could work. It could work. I mean, I'm down. He's around the same age as the new Batgirl, or maybe a little older. And
a little older, yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, I think he's like 30 or some shit. Which is fine. I'm good. I'm good for whatever they want to do. He's a great actor, and I just want to see Nightwing. So if we get to Nightwing, I'm happy. I'm just the future of the DC universe is like it's not what we wanted. It's not going the way we wanted, but we're hearing a lot of good shit. Like that's why they got to nail what's going on with Superman in that world for me to be really happy.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you before, if I get Nightwing and you're doing a whole Bat family, that saves the DCEU for me. So.
Right.
So whatever else you do is just icing on the cake. But if you can nail that, that's all I'm looking for. But yeah, Batgirl, we did get a reveal of Batgirl's full costume, and apparently the directors are saying it's not the only suit we'll see in this movie. Because apparently they put the whole Batman slapping Robin meme up, and it was saying "Shut up, wait till you see the movie." So let me preface this. I took that as wait till you see the movie and wait till you see what else we got cooking. But they could have just meant wait till you see the movie and how it looks within the movie.
Right.
But no one has officially. Yeah, but no one has. I just want to be clear. No one officially came out and said we're getting 2 suits. No one said that. The directors did not say that. That's just how I took it. That he was saying wait till you see the movie and you see what other suits. Because when she actually.
I have heard somebody mentioned it today that there is another suit. I forgot where it came from, but I did see that out there. I don't care if there is or not, because the suit that we're getting is good. I'm happy with it, and if there is another suit, cool. But I don't need one.
No, they pull a Barry Allen, I wouldn't have any issue with that.
Yeah,
what they're doing in the Flash movie, to where he meets Michael Keaton's Batman and then gets his new suit. If she meets Michael Keaton's Batman at the end, and he makes you just see the suit reveal and then see her standing on top of like a perch wearing the new suit. I'm fine with that. But again, if we don't, I'm also fine with that. I don't care.
Right. Open to both. Yeah, with or without, I'm cool. I just want to see where this world goes. It's very interesting where they seem to be. I don't know what the plan is, but so far I've liked a lot of what I've heard and seen. So even though a couple weeks ago it was all, the sky is falling, and rightfully so, goddammit, because some blasphemous shit being said out there. Things are looking brighter now that we're getting a more broader picture.
Yeah, if me and the DCEU were tug of war, they're definitely pulling me towards their side a lot more than where they were like a month ago, where I was yanking the shit out of them into that mud. So, hats off to them. I can't wait to see where this world goes and grows. Just keep it consistent, keep it connected. Let's build a universe. That's all I ask for. That's it.
All we want. Yeah, exactly right. That's why, to me, it is important when your face, like, Batman's a big part of it, but Superman is also a very big part of it. So, like, how do you have a DCU without Superman? So I just need to see how they treat him. And my theory could still be a possibility. Well, I mean, the Batman one turned out to be good. So if the Superman one turned out to be good, I'll be very happy. But we'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways it can go.
Yeah, but it looks like wherever they're going, it's gonna be good. Last thing before we get out of here, Joel. Very, very, very last thing. You putting any credence into this Charlize Theron rumor?
Maybe. I mean, no one's saying it officially, but no one's debunking it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm not against it if that's the case.
Yeah, My Time to Shine. Hello is given like a whole bunch of scoops. Amanda Waller scoops. Carol Danvers in Thor 4.
I saw that. Yeah.
John Krasinski.
Saw that one. That's a big one.
Let me just say this. If what she's saying is true and he's a variant, that is the worst writing ever. That's the worst writing ever.
That's a big cock tease.
Wait, say it again.
That's a big cock tease. Why would you do that?
To me, that's a spit in the face. That's a huge. Why would you bring the one guy as the character we all want, like universally the world wants that, and make him a variant and then recast him? The people will never accept whoever the next Reed Richards is.
Yeah, they're gonna go? Why didn't you just keep that one?
We had him already. I don't understand. So to me, if the rumor is true, I believe that's not the truth. I believe if he is Reed Richards, it will be Reed Richards, like the actual Reed Richards of our MCU. Because to me, why would you? That also doesn't make sense. That's also why I don't fully believe that. Why would he have a variant? I don't understand that either. Why would he need a variant?
Yeah, you need to have the original before you have a variant.
Right, but we heard rumors that the original is in it. So why would you bring the original plus his variant? I don't understand that. That makes sense.
There's gonna be a lot of that weird shit. Let's be fair.
No, but you're also making it seem like Reed Richards means so much that you have to have him once die and then bring in a different version.
Okay.
That sounds very stupid.
Yeah, someone came out and said that Reed Richards is in it, but it's not John Krasinski recently. So I'm like, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's a nice rumor. If that's true, that's fucking cool. I mean, a lot of people were teasing that there's going to be a big fan favorite in the movie, so that may be it.
That might be it. But as a variant, I'm like,
but that variant shit's not going to fly.
You got to do better. I'm going to say this, Joel, and I know you're going to disagree. Making John Krasinski a variant of Reed Richards is worse than you having the X-Men come out of a portal. That's worse. Because at least in that, all the history and everything still stands. You just have to explain it. But him being a variant that you just have for the movie and then get rid of him for a whole nother one, that's worse. That's
nowhere near the same. Because like you're telling me it hurts and it sucks and it's stupid because like it makes you think like why would you do that? Why would you tease us like that? That in that regard, yes. But you erase everything. The X-Men don't belong to that world then.
No,
that's completely different. That's completely different.
But that's why I'm comparing because you're essentially
saying one's which one's worse. I'm saying that's worse. The X-Men not belonging to the main Earth and being from a different Earth and coming through a portal. That's terrible.
I believe that's terrible. You're right. I just believe that cock tease is so much worse.
Cock tease is fucking wrong, but it's not terrible. You're just getting another actor. That's not that bad. It sucks because that's the actor I want. But that's completely taking a whole mutants in general and separating, or are they already separated? And you're telling me they come from a portal and bringing them, no sense in the world. No sense at all.
Then let's agree here. Neither one of those makes sense.
One is you can do anything you want in that movie. It's wrong to do something like that because it fucks with people's emotions.
I just think, to me, it's unfair if you do that and then you bring in a new actor. That actor will be completely shit on.
But that's what I mean. It won't fuck with the story of the movies if you do that. It'll just fuck with our emotions. That's different.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. So I don't think that's true. I think that's half true. I think John is in it as Mr. Fantastic, but because I also do believe that John Watts did some what do you call it? Not counseling, but I think he did do some work on that movie with what's his name. So I could believe that that's the first casting, that's the first piece, and I would be good if we get it there.
We heard a couple months ago, or not that long ago, maybe a month or two ago, that they've already casted maybe one of the Fantastic Four. We just didn't know who yet.
Right.
And if it's the case, it might be him. And if it is him, that'll be the very rare possibility that a fan favorite becomes it gets cast. It's just so rare.
I tell you what, if you're John Watts, you do that, the rest of your casting for that movie is a breed. No one will care. No one will really truly care because they got what they wanted. Now they're not getting Invisible Woman as Emily Blunt. That's just not happening, and I don't think it should.
If they want to.
If she wants to, that's fine. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be that neat. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that neat. Let's get someone else. Let's give her something else. But yeah, you get John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. That's probably the only casting in history that the world is united for. Like I've never heard a person go, "Nah, I don't want that. That's horrible." I've never.
I've heard some people say some stupid shit. But yeah, the minority not speaking. Yes, I will say this will be one of those like highly regarded castings.
Right. Yeah. Everyone will join the game. It'll be like that one photo that people always use of like the Bloods and Crips holding the flags together. That'll be the world. That'll be toxic fans and regular fans just holding the flag together. Just like we love each other for now. This is good. We agree. Yeah. But no. So again, whatever this movie does, I'm fine with. Like I said, I am a fan enough to accept a cameo as a cameo. But that's not a cameo. That's not a cameo.
That's just mean. Like, why would you do it? He's in it as a variant. Has a movie done that before? No.
No one's had the balls to do that. That's ballsy. That's really ballsy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess the closest thing we've had is Tom Hardy being in No Way Home, only to leave No Way Home. That's the closest thing we've had. That's the closest thing. Yeah, that was because everyone was waiting for that. They were waiting for Venom and Spider-Man. And then Feige went, no, you'll get Venom and Spider-Man. Not that Venom.
Not that Venom.
Not that Spider-Man. You'll get mine, but not that thing. Yeah. So that's the closest. We've not had anything even remotely close to that.
Yeah, that would be fucked up. To get that casting and it be a variant. Maybe that's what they're being told. So they're like, oh. Throw people off.
Well, I tell you what, again, that's why rumors are dangerous because people are more inclined to believe the rumors as gospel. So it won't just be like, oh, it's okay. No, people will shit all over it before even seeing it because they'll believe this rumor. So
absolutely,
it's a dangerous game to play if you're Marvel. But all right, that's all me and Joel got for you guys. All right, we are both very tired. So that's all. I
gotta get up earlier tomorrow. I gotta go into work tomorrow.
Oh Jesus! Then yeah, let's get out of here. That's all we got, and not a whole bunch of other stuff came out. Just a whole bunch of speculation or whatever. But whatever we didn't discuss today, we can discuss on Figure It Out.
We'll get to it. Yeah, sure.
So that's no problem. So we'll discuss it sometime this week. So don't worry. But all right, as always, thank you, Joel. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. Please.